Hi, I am Allie Camaletti, and you are listening to Snack Leadership. I will be talking about everything leadership, broken down into bite-sized pieces. You will hear what different leadership skills look like in organizations and how they can rise teams up or take them down. I help leaders build resilience and improve performance by bringing awareness to opportunity behaviors in my business. Spark your mindset. I provide leadership and sales coaching, as well as team building and guest speaking. My hope is for you to feel inspiration and to create a spark in your mindset. Hi everyone, today we are talking about behavioral change. Behavioral change refers to the process of modifying an individual's actions, attitudes, and habits to improve their performance, productivity, and overall well-being in the workplace. So we are going off of regular script, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Sandie Dodson from Beachcomber Vacation Homes, and I am so excited to have her here. But I'm going to ask her to kind of walk us through her career journey as we start.
So I have been in banking my entire life. Did other little things here and there, but I did banking from being a teller to a personal banker, lending, and I hated every minute of it. And I'm dyslexic severely, but I somehow managed to make it work. And then my mom and stepdad were older and not doing well. And I quit doing any outside work for 2 years and took care of them. And when it was time for me to go back to work, I knew for sure the one thing I didn't want to do was go back into banking. And I live in a tourist location, and I thought, hospitality is where I'm going to be. And it was definitely the best decision I've ever made.
And so, how long have you been with Beachcomber?
I've been with Beachcomber for 3.5 years. I started out as a reservationist, which I loved, and then got promoted to office manager, reservations manager relatively quickly. And almost a year ago, I got promoted to general manager, which is a new role for this company. The three owners, Brian, Barb, and Sal, hands in, hands, feet, head in, very active, but they're ready to start taking a step back. And oh my gosh, they trusted me to be the person to help them do that.
So beautiful. And I feel so grateful and honored to watch you on this journey because when we started working together, you were the office manager.
Correct. And a lot has changed.
So that is what we're talking about today, behavioral change. So let's just kind of reflect a little bit and talk about what's something you've recently learned about yourself.
Well, I've learned a couple. Okay, that's a lie. I've learned a lot about myself, the good and the bad and the ugly. Um, but I learned that I like to control things, not like a control freak, but I like to lead things. I like to get things started. I like to push things in the direction that it should be. And I know that I'm a general manager. Of course I would be that person, but I had no idea. I really thought that I was like a willow in the wind, and whatever anybody wanted me to do, I would do. And I thought that I wasn't really a good leader. I was just really good at getting people to do things. And then I learned all of that is combined. And I do like leading. I like it a lot. I never thought I would say that. It's the most rewarding part of my job. Watching people grow, watching our company grow, amazing. But I never knew that I was that person.
So cool. So cool. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So, when you think about what is one of the most significant leadership skills that you feel you've experienced real behavioral change with, what is that?
Delegating. I am a natural born mom. I don't care if you're older than me, if you're younger than me. I want to mother every person that I see. And
Yeah.
to me, that looks like, oh, you're struggling. I'll do it. Um, oh, I don't want to put this on your plate. I'll do it. It'll make everybody happy if I just do it. And I was really good at just doing it. And it ate my life. It
Yeah.
completely ate my life. I was working constantly. I'd wake up, first thing I would do is check emails while I was laying in bed. Um, it was nonstop. And trying to be everything to everyone made me the sickest human being on the planet. I kept trying to say everything was good, but as you love to say, the body keeps score, and it did. It knocked me down, and it knocked me down hard. Um, so then I realized that I don't have to do everything. And then I found the real joy in watching people grow. And they can't grow if you don't delegate. Um, it's been a huge impact on me, but my crew as well. Their confidence level through the roof. Amazing, amazing what they can do and that they wanted to do the whole time. But I was like, oh, that's too much. Oh, let me help. Let me do it. That was silly.
So, what was the catalyst? You talked about being sick, but do you have a moment that you were like, I can't do it this way anymore?
Yeah. So the being sick um, even resulted in spinal surgery. Like every part of my body um, was shutting down because I was just trying to do too much. And not just at home or at work, but also at home. And one day my son said to me, why don't you just do everything for me, Mom? And I was like, oh, what? And he's like, how do I learn? How do I learn if you're just jumping ahead and taking care of things for me? And then I sat with that for a while and equated it to work and to home, and it wasn't it wasn't healthy for anybody.
Yeah.
And I can very clearly remember the first time at work that I didn't jump to the rescue. And it was the best day. So we have a very small office with a lot of people in it. And somebody had asked a question. And then I realized everybody in the office turned towards me. And I didn't stop what I was doing. I just pretended I didn't hear it. And then somebody said, well, what if we try this? Or what if we try this? And then the whole room got together and came up with a solution to the problem. Well, I just sat there and it was amazing. Not just for me, but for them. They were so happy and so proud of themselves that they didn't need to come running to me. And then I carried that through. If they ask me a question, I ask a question back, letting people come up with their own decisions on what to do, and then leading them if that's not quite the right spot. Giving
And
employees
how did
the
you lead them?
I led them by asking a lot of questions. Everything was met with a question.
Yes.
Everything. And if we started circling, then I would say, tell me your thoughts on this. That would help lead. Every once in a while, you just have to say, we're doing this. But not very often. Uh, Meeting questions with questions.
And I love that you talk about how the questions were really open and you didn't give the answer in the question. Because I've heard people, because we'll try to do this. It's not easy to make this big change. And so maybe we might first start off of like, so what if we did it this way? And it's kind of a question, but you're basically giving them the answer.
Right. That's not helping anybody.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah. And recently we had a very bad situation at one of our homes. Um, a tree root was lifting up the pipe for a septic system and putting what was in the septic system into the house. And you
Yeah.
know what? We didn't have a single manager in the office that day, and they figured it out.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is amazing because most
Yeah.
staff would crumble. That's a big one,
It was
literally.
huge. It happened twice.
Oh gosh. The craziest things happen in this industry. Part of why I do love it so much. There is never a
Oh,
dull
yeah.
moment. You're
No.
constantly learning.
No day is ever the same.
So, do you feel this has been a complete behavioral change, or have you found yourself sometimes falling back on that old behavior of mothering and kind of taking over?
I think that, well, I spent almost 50 years training my brain to mom
Yep.
everybody, the poor people around me. So it slips back, and I have to remind myself. But I do find that I'm reminding myself a lot less, which feels pretty good because it literally would have to sit on my hands and bite my tongue when I first started doing this. I have the answer. So being able to delegate and to trust is not natural for me. So I do slip back occasionally, but I know enough to realize when I'm doing it.
And you shared so much, but is there something else that you've learned as you reflect on it now?
Oh, I yes, buckets and buckets of stuff that I've learned. Um, Learning how to boost other people's self-worth
Yes.
boosted mine. My
Mhm.
confidence level is amazing. Amazing. And it's because I watch other people grow and I grow. Um, it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
Being able to help people with their self-worth, with their work, with everything, then it just comes around and comes back to me. So I've learned my worth. I've learned the power in my voice. I, my life is so much better, but it was not an easy transition. It was ugly,
And you
ugly
had that moment with your
sometimes.
son that was so like defining, right? But really, to make big changes, it's other little things that come into play with it. And you and I have gone through that process of doing the positive intelligence. Was there any, we call them PQ reps, that you would lean on to help with changing behaviors for you?
I will tell myself over and over and over, thy will be done. I'm not in control of everything. Um, Other people's journey isn't my journey. If I am on a journey and I am certain it's going in one direction and all of a sudden it swings me into the other, it's not the end of the world. It's a change in my journey. Thy will be done. I probably say that to myself 100 times a day.
Oh, I love it so much. And so when you find that you're slipping, is it the mantra? What else do you bring in to help you?
The mantra is huge for me. I also have learned to, I guess you would say, take a step back. I'm not reacting instantly anymore. I liked acting instantly, like, oh, I know the answer. I know what we're going to do. Um, didn't always lead us in the right direction. So, taking a step back, almost nothing has to be done immediately. It's okay to stop and have a timeout and close your eyes and just refocus and reset. Um, and sometimes it takes a lot longer than just a second, but I give myself that permission. It's okay to say, you're going to have to give me a minute on this. Um, that's been huge in my life.
And I love that you're speaking to this because we are in this world now that is all about immediate, right? We think about when we're ordering something from Amazon, how soon are we going to get it? Because we kind of needed it yesterday. Can it get here at least in 2 days? And you and I both live in a little more remote areas where we're not getting it within hours like some bigger cities do.
No.
But there's a generation that is really in that immediate piece. And so what you were teaching that generation too is it's okay to slow down. And I feel like you're able to slow down and see those moments when you've been able to actually stop moving at such a fast pace all the time.
Yeah, if you don't have time to catch your breath and think things through, you're not going to get the results that you want. And what it does for me on the inside, taking that step back and pausing, is it's so important. I go from feeling overwhelmed or anxious. I have anxiety that can shoot through the roof, but giving myself that permission to just say, hold on, it's I'm a lot healthier now, and I believe that that's a huge part of it. I don't let my anxiety lead me.
Yeah,
I take that step back. I tell my anxiety, just hold on. Um, it's a game changer for sure.
totally is. So, Sandy, in the spirit of how I usually do the interviews, I'm going to ask what is a quote that you feel embodies this skill we're talking about of behavioral change?
I'm going to go right back to the one that I said before: Thy will be done. Thy will be done. I'm not in control. I don't have to be in control. I do have to lead. I do have to do what's right, but I'm not in control of everything. And my whole life is better for it.
Right. And
Yeah.
what is your favorite snack right now?
I have two favorite snacks. I love popcorn with olive oil, salt, and lemon pepper. And
Ooh.
I love dill pickles, Clausen has to be, with cheddar cheese, Tillamook cheddar cheese.
Ooh, interesting. Of course you do. Tillamook right up the street from you. Of
Yes.
course. Sandy, I can't thank you enough. You are hands down the biggest success I've been able to experience. And I feel so honored to have watched you on your journey because it's all you. You have done the work. And that's what always makes the difference because we have a choice every day. Are we going to do the work or are we going to continue those same behaviors and not be self aware? So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Allie. I appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in to Snack Leadership. I hope you felt inspiration, motivation, and felt your mindset spark. Snack Leadership is recorded and produced by myself, Ali Camilletti, and music by Shireen Amini.